Welcome everybody, Don Giannatti from lighting-essentials.com and project52prosystem.com. And today we're going to talk about photographing eggs. Probably one of the more mundane subjects out there. Everybody sees eggs. Eggs are something that's all over the globe, easily found, and can be quite difficult to photograph if you don't know what you're doing and you don't think about what you're going to do. Eggs are a challenge. They're also really, really beautiful. One of nature's real design achievements. So I gave the assignment to my students to shoot an egg, and I gave them a layout, like a magazine or a brochure or something. The layout is already designed, and they had to shoot to that layout. It's difficult to do. It's very easy to shoot your own picture with your own criteria and your own parameters, sorry. But it's definitely a challenge when you get something from someone else and then you have to shoot to it. So the rule was they couldn't move it. They could change the color of the type, but they couldn't move things around. Let's take a look and see what they did here. It's pretty interesting. This cover shot here, by the way, is by Adrian Nohimi, and it's a beautiful set of brown eggs that she shot a still life of. Let's get into the next shot here. It's Gustavo. Gustavo is a photographer in Portugal. And Gustavo took the layout, the incredible edible egg, and made a superhero out of it. We didn't talk about licensing the S. He knew that that's not going to be allowed if we wanted to do anything commercially with this picture. We don't get to use the Superman S with it unless we have licensing. But he shot the eggs in the foreground. He shot these little two tiny pieces of cement. He shot the egg and all this stuff, put it all together pretty nicely. And we have the incredible edible egg up on a monument. One light to the right, one fill card to the left. The fill card is only for this egg. It is not used for the eggs in the foreground. Different shot, and also he didn't want those eggs to have that side light. This shot is by Daniel Sig. It's just a really lovely, super close-up photograph of two eggs. That's all. Don't have to do anything more than that. So we go from Gustavo's very elaborate set. We look at Daniel Sig's very simple set. He created a very interesting light. We've got a little bit of gray up here and a little bit of white over here. He did this with his softbox, putting a scrim in front of half the softbox to get this little bit of gray and white there. Knocks it down, makes it not so harsh back there. And also the incredible edible egg reads nice right against that brown egg. Love the highlight here on the egg coming down, and you notice the highlight picks up from the white surface that it's sitting on. The same with the brown egg. We have really lovely light all the way around. How was this created? This is a softbox with a white card on the right to help fill in the shadows and to give it a little bit smoother presentation. That's Daniel Sig. The next shot, when I looked at it, I thought, I don't know if I like this shot or not. This is by David Toman. I really didn't. I thought, yeah. And then the more I looked at it, the more I went, yeah, that's pretty cool. I mean, it's a lot of guts to shoot eggs that way. He did a pretty good job. He's got the little burned egg stuff here, which is kind of fun. And all of this, it's not your traditional food shot. He didn't want it to be a traditional food shot. He was trying to go for something a little bit different, and I think he did a pretty good job there. I wish that he had let the foreground go all the way. Oops, sorry. Where did it go? Let the foreground go all the way down underneath the type here. But that's fine. We got a very interesting shot. This is not the kind of shot you generally see of eggs, right? We don't see eggs laying flat like that very often. So it's a very, it challenges the senses. It challenges what we expected to see. And for that reason, I ended up kind of liking the shot. Good job there, David Toman. Judit Banfalvi is a photographer over in, I want to say Denmark. I think it's Denmark. She'll beat me up if it's not. It's Denmark. And She created the still life here of the 3 brown eggs in the little bowl here. We've got beautiful highlights all the way around. Don't you love it? We got this great highlight right here. See? And as it swings down here, it kind of goes away, and then it picks up right there. And look at the highlight on the inside of the holders. Isn't that nice? It doesn't go dark. It goes just to a little bit of a shine. This is a Judith likes using a soft box with a huge piece of diffusion material hanging down from it as it kind of droops down from the soft box. So the two ends of it are very close to the box, and the center of the diffusion material, the tracing paper she uses, is a little bit farther away. It gives a really, really stunning look. I think she could have gone with white on the type there. It would have been fine. But it's a very nice shot from Judith. Barbara Sherman, again with brown eggs. We did a couple of brown eggs recently above. Barbara Sherman is doing this. Oh gosh, I forgot what Barbara used to shoot this with. It's a softbox. That's what it is. A softbox back there coming this way, and a big fill on this side, I believe. Ooh. Yeah, it's a softbox on that side and a little bit of a hard. See the little highlight right there? It's a little bit of a hard light skimming the front. We get 2 shadows here, but that's part of the look that she's going for. She wants these shadows to give it mystery, to give it a little bit of depth that it may not have without them. So it's a nice shot from Barbara. Very, very modern in approach. I like it. I like the composition tumbling down to the single egg. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. If you haven't shot fried eggs ever, it's a treat. Stephanie shot brown eggs, or fried eggs here. We got to be really quick on the bacon, folks. If you're going to shoot bacon, you got to have it sizzling right next to your set. Pull it out, pull it in the set, and shoot it. Boom. That's it. You got about 30 seconds with bacon, if that long. Once the little shine goes away, it's gone. So what Stephanie could have done is taken a little brush with just a dab of olive oil and brush that bacon to get it a little shiny again. But nothing beats the sizzling bacon when you pull it out. It's got the little bubbles on it. It's sizzling, and you have no time at all. She fried the eggs, did a pretty good job with it. Now, if you want an absolutely perfect white egg and perfect yellow yolk, you can, quote, fry it, but you do it in about 1/4 inch of boiling water. So you put the egg in the water. The water will cook the egg perfectly, and you don't get the little brown edges like you do with oil. But that's okay. These look more real to me. I think this is very editorial. Looks solid for magazine. I would fix this little hole. Easy to clone something over here. Just fix that little hole up. The yolks look pretty good. But if you want that absolutely perfect egg, you do it in the water. Sometimes when you do it in the water, it's too perfect for me. It doesn't look like something I want to eat. It looks like something like rubber or something. But you can do it many different ways. So you want to try the way that works for you. One softbox, right? She's shooting right on her stove. She's got the softbox mounted right above her stove to the back against the wall, and that's her light. So we're glad that the hot grease didn't set the softbox on fire. David McClenny went with a couple of nicely styled eggs here. Beautiful white bowl with a softbox. You can see the softbox all the way around it here. Isn't that lovely? And good color in the eggs. Good color all the way through. The eggs stand out because everything else is so white and plain. It's the exact opposite of Stephanie's, right? Stephanie's, the eggs stand out because they're against a dark black background. Here, the eggs stand out because they're against a white background. The toast gives them a little bit of a frame. It's a nice job by David McClenny. Shooting eggs is really hard. One of the reasons we give the assignment in Project 52, and we give it to two times during the project, and we give it 2 ways during the project. This is one of the reasons we do it is if you're ever called to do an egg shot and you've never done one, it's challenging to say the least. If these guys are called to do an egg shot, they're going to have a couple of different methods under their belt. They're going to know what to do. They've done it before. That's why I do Project 52. It's just a blast to get people ready for the real world out there. Anyway, hey, it's eggs. They're fun. I'm glad you came along. Please hit the subscribe button. Tell your friends about it. Leave me a note. Anything. I mean, if you leave me a note, I'll get back to you. I promise. I answer all the notes that people leave on my YouTube channel. I really enjoy engaging people and photographers to talk about images. Everybody have a great day, and I'll see you next time.